hands up, pigskin heads, their coffee cups. Football cards on the table scattered, chasing legends torn and battered. Weekly updates shouted loud, fantasy lineups make us proud. Talking trades, hobby news to yell, Pigskin Press Box live as hell. Weekly updates shouted loud, fantasy lineups make us proud. Talking trades, hobby news to yell, Pigskin Press Box live as hell. Foil flares the golden shine, breaking packs the holy shrine. Hits and misses, legends rise, gritty dance under neon skies. Weekly updates shouted loud, fantasy lineups make us proud. Talking trades, hobby news to yell, Pigskin Press Box live as hell. Flares the golden shine, breaking packs the holy shrine. Hits and misses, legends rise, gritty dance under neon skies. Weekly updates shouted loud, fantasy lineups make us proud. Talking trades, hobby news to yell, Pigskin Press Box live as hell. Warriors breaking bones, dreams collapse on brittle thrones. Trash talk flies, scats collide, football frenzy never dies. Weekly updates shouted loud, fantasy lineups make us proud. Talking trades, hobby news to yell, Pigskin Press Box live as hell.
What's up? What's up? What is up? Look, see who's in the room tonight. We got Sick Twist in here. Big Sky PC and Rips. What up, Justin? I see Pick Six. I see who else in here? Hammy sitting in here. Just kicking it off a little bit. Hammy's not able to be with us here for a minute. His dog actually has gotten out, and I guess there was something going on with a neighbor or something. So he's kind of tied up at the moment, but hey, what do you know? We're here, right? So we're going to kind of jump into the show a little bit. I don't know if you guys checked out my video that I kicked off today. I'm a little bit livid, so this is going to be kind of a rant episode. So share with your friends, tell them to get in here and let's just get pissed off. You know what I mean? It's all bad. But I'll go over what I picked up this week. Outside of that card show that I went to, I did pick up some rookies that I like. I picked up a Rashawn Slater on the Purple Shock. I picked up a Rashawn Slater Blue. We're showing Lyman love. You know what it is, man. I got a Rashawn Slater Silver. So it's all good. And I picked up a Joe Alt Blue. And this one's numbered out of 199. So this one's 17 out of 199. So it's pretty cool. Vertical ticket stub out of 24. Hey, what's up, King All Red? What's going on, man? So yeah, I picked up that, and then my boy Sean Sick Twist down there in the room, he sent me this, dude. The Cracked Craig Cabbage Patch Kid. Look at that, dude. Cracked ice, cracked Craig. It's twisted, right? So I'm gonna show you the last thing I picked up, and before I show it to you, if you haven't watched my video, a little bit pissed at Panini. So I went on and had got a notification about the Panini instance for dropping, and so I grabbed the hey, what's up, SV? So I grabbed the Panini instant, got the notification. I actually bought one, and I was gonna go back on and get a second one for my boy Sean because he wanted a Hampton Auto too. And let me tell you what, dude, I ordered it. When I ordered the second one, went back on, sold out. So I was like super stoked that I at least got one. And it took a little bit to get here, and it finally shows up. And I'm going to show you the card. And I'm going to let you know that this is not even his autograph, dude. Can you believe it? Panini, of all places, right? Panini would send me a card that doesn't have the correct autograph or his autograph, or I don't know. Maybe it's the waiter that was having the napkin patches made. I couldn't tell you, but I can tell you I'm a little bit pissed. So let me go. I'll show you, flash it up here where our titles are at for today. The actual picture that I ordered and then the actual card. So if you look up there in the top, you can see the difference, right? Like that's the one that's on their website, and that's the card they sent me. So yeah, I need Panini to make it right, but we'll find out how that works out. Maybe they'll catch my video. That would be kind of cool, right? Maybe they'll see it. Maybe they'll say something. Who knows? But yeah, I was a little bit pissed about that. So I was kind of thrown off today, and then Hammy was busy and kind of tied up at the moment. So I was, being frustrated and trying to get that video out. Kind of was unprepared for today, but hey, how do you really prepare to be full of it, right? So let's just be full of it. But yeah, we'll see what happens, Seth. Maybe they'll make it right. Maybe we can get them to send me something. Maybe a hobby box and a right auto. Well, who knows? Maybe it'll be next year, 2027, 2028, something like that. Maybe it'll be unlicensed at that point. Who knows, right? Does anybody out there pick up anything cool? I see Pick 6 was talking about he got a Zebra Premier level Stingley. It's pretty sick, out of Contenders 2022. So, and that was what, out of 24. That's a pretty sick card. Seth, you grab anything this week? You rip anything cool? I ripped a few cards, but not much. I sent a CJ Silver and an AR-10, both pulled with pack damage back to them, and they surprisingly replaced them both. Nice. Did they actually give you them with their autos or what? Maybe I'll we'll have to look at your email so we can contact the person that got it right for you, right? King All Red, dude, pulled a Zebra Concourse Brock Bowers out of the new Select. Dude, that's badass. That's a nice card. Super nice card. But yeah, if you get a chance and you get to go to my Helmets and Hash Marks channel, go watch that video. It's pretty crazy. I did like an opening. I was like all excited, and then I pulled the card out and I looked at it and was like, what the heck? You're just not. I'm wearing Hampton's auto. So yeah, that was pretty much my day. 2024 Select die cut tie-dye auto. Nice. Hey everyone, I'm seriously sorry not coming in. I'm dealing with a thief. Oh, dude, I'm not envious of that. It's all good, Hammy. I'll hold it down for us right here. Kick back for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that kind of like covered all the topics I was prepared for. You know what I mean? You're not over at Panini, are you, Hammy? Oh, you got me a die cut Justin Herbert Silver. Nice. Yeah, depending on the one it is. I don't have too many of those. Yeah. Well, I hope Topps does better. I mean, this will be last year Panini, so. Terrell Davis mini helmet. That's a nice one too. I like mini helmets, man. I'm actually putting together a couple mini helmets, some custom ones. I'll show them off when I get them finished. They're nice though. But yeah, I don't know, man. Hopefully Hammy gets his dog back and can get all that stuff situated. It's kind of a sucky situation. But yeah, and one of the things too is they sent me this box. This was like the box Panini sent one card in. And look at this. I mean, at least they protected the fake auto. I mean, not a bad deal. I got here in one piece. Bucky Irvin down to $2.99, dude. That's nice. That's nice. I did get a couple of packages out. I still have a couple packages from the winners from last week. So hopefully I can get those put out and get them to you guys as soon as possible. But yeah, I think I still needed to get an address. I was looking, I think it was Justin's. I know I had sent him something before, but I can't remember where the address was at. So I have to get Justin's address again and thinking who else I had on there. But there was a couple. Carl Mecklenburg, yeah. Trey Sermon is a Steeler and former Buckeye. I picked up one of his Zebra rookies. Nice. Pulled a Bucky Irving. Saw that one fire. Yeah. So anyways, man, anything else going on? Anybody else get hosed by Panini or anyone else? Oh, shitty eBays since we're on this negative kick. You know, I'm just a little frustrated. That's all. But yeah, it was actually one of the things I was going to talk about too today was there's a guy that's the sports card professor, and I've been watching his channel quite a bit. Kind of a cool cat, you know what I mean? He's kind of one of the people that like to expose some of the things that are going on in the hobby and whatnot. But he had a video that he put out, and he was talking about the values of football cards, and I wanted to kind of like dive into that because he had some cool, interesting points. I wish I could have brought up a clip of the video and showed it to you guys, but he was just talking about how like some of the players, where if you go into like the top 10 players out of a certain era, like you go back to the 90s or you go to the early 2000s and you go back into even the 80s. And he was talking about how like some of the players that were like some of the greats, even some of the Hall of Fames or the people that were in the top 10 for like rushing or passing yards, things like that. I like their cards aren't really super valuable. And I started to like think about it, and I'm like, I guess you could say that, but at the same time, I kind of was thinking back into when I was a kid. I remember I think it was 92 Top Stadium Club basketball came out, right? And I used to run around and I used to collect cards and go to card shows and all that. And I was opening some packs of Stadium Club basketball in 92, and I actually pulled the Shaq Beam Team, right? And this was like their card. And I think I sold it that day raw for like $325. And it was one of the cards I looked at because I'm going to look it up real quick. And I wanted to see, let me find it real fast. I sold it for $325 the day I pulled it out of the pack. And, I was kind of like going to use that as a baseline to kind of look at what some of the cards are worth now, And I was kind of shocked when I looked it up. So like, I know if you have like the Beam Team and it's graded like a 10 or something, but we're not going to talk about grades. We're just going to talk about it raw because, I sold it raw. I'm trying to see what that card's worth now. So I don't really see a raw one anywhere, but on eBay right now, I'm looking it up and they got one that's in an 8 and it's only like $249. So I'm thinking, if it was worth $249, let's say a 9, let's say if mine was a 9, it's worth what? Probably $350, right? So over the course of like, what is that? 30 years almost, a little over 30 years, this card has not changed value like whatsoever from the time I sold it. And so I was kind of thinking, I'm like, but if you go back and you look at like Shaq's rookie cards, all of his base cards, you could have picked those things up for like $10, $15 tops, and all those as raw cards are selling for, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times what that cost was. So I started thinking, I'm like, are all these real chase cards that everybody's kind of picking up or they're chasing after, or they're paying all these tens of thousands and 50s of thousands of dollars for it, are they really going to have any value? And I was kind of like looking at his video and I was like, it's kind of backwards, right? Like the cards that are like the super, super high end, everybody's got to get it in the hype cycle, basically maintain the same value over 30 years as to where all of the lower end cards and the rookies and the base cards and stuff actually increased, by quite a bit. So I don't know, and then I got to thinking, I'm like, well, everybody, wants to act like this is some kind of like market, like we're playing, the stock market, and the Dow Jones is going up or something. And then I started thinking, I'm like, well, that's kind of ridiculous. This is something we love to do, right? But at the same time, if you kind of convey it into that, you would always want to look at it as a percentage, right? Like you don't want to be like, I lost $60,000 in my 401k, but at least I own Tesla stock. Like it doesn't work like that. So you kind of look, if you were taking this as an investment and you would look at it, I mean, would you rather buy like $1,000 chase card, or would you rather have 10 $100 solid cards? And I like I said, that $1,000 card 10 years, 15, 20 years from now could still be worth $1,000 or less if they tank. But maybe those cards that are worth, $100 now, or maybe the cards that are worth $10, right? If you get $1,000 worth of $10 cards and $1,000 card, if those lower cards double in value and the other one stays the same, like what was a better investment? I don't know. Call Jeff Wilson and ask him. Maybe he could cue me in on that. Maybe that's my long-term hold. I don't know. But I mean, it kind of makes sense. I kind of look at some of the base cards and some of the base cards I even have up on my wall, and it's like, you could have got like the Mike Evans, for example. If you would have gotten one of his like the orange refractor or one of the other ones, they've kind of stayed the same, but his rookies are, $100 for a base card you could have bought for $10. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, what's your guys' like strategy on collecting? I don't really have a strategy. So I was just kind of wondering what you think. I kind of just buy what I like, and hopefully Desmond Ritter. Yeah, let's buy some Desmond Ritter or Will Greer. No, to me, I buy what I like. You know what I mean? And I do like to chase some of the parallels and stuff, but I don't know, man. I just can't see paying like that kind of money for a player that hasn't even finished out a second or a third season yet. It's just, are they really worth, is Justin Jefferson worth a Jerry Rice rookie card right now? I don't think so. I don't know that any of his base cards will go higher than a Jerry Rice card. He'd have to have a pretty stellar career. So, I mean, I pick up some of the bases, I'll pick up some of the parallels, but you got to collect what you like. I mean, the moment it becomes a job and you have to sit there and you're like factoring and figuring out what's going to happen next. And yeah, we like to prospect, and that's why we get the rookies. If they have a good season, I think it all kind of boils down to like to do what you want to do in the hobby. You know what I mean? If that is your thing and you like the gambling or you like the investment thing, and you're into it, yeah, do it. It's just for me, I kind of feel like, I don't know. It is kind of a gamble because we're buying packs so that we hope we can get something. You know what I mean? Like that's the whole purpose. We're hoping to spend $50 on a blaster and pull $100 card. So, I mean, we're kind of gambling when we're just buying retail even, right? So I don't really want to say that there's not that, essence to it. It's just at what level, you know what I mean? And some people accept it, some people don't. But I don't know. I just kind of went down the rabbit hole when I was watching that dude's video. I was like, what the hell? And I was like, yeah, really, the base cards have gone up more than what these higher end chase cards have gone up. So just a thought. I'm not telling you what to buy. Buy what you want. I mean, Jesus. I'm buying lineman cards. So I'm definitely not in the upper echelon of the chase people. I picked up some Rashawn Slaters. So probably won't see me on one of those videos getting a card bought by the owner of the Chargers or anything. All cards are worthless now. I'm shocked how 2021, 2023 PSA 10 silver rookies and optic and select both less than $50. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. Like, I pick up a lot of silvers from players in the past. I'll go through and I'll start picking up some of those Hall of Fame receivers and running backs. And I mean, you could grab them cheap, man. You really can. Like, I do it all the time. That's kind of how I surf eBay. You know what I mean? Until I'm not broke anymore, which is probably gonna be never because I got a champagne taste and beer money. So it is what it is, But I just like to collect, and I collect the players I like. So it's kind of cool. I did when I was at the show. I did see a lot of people doing a lot of people buying cards, man, for the mystery packs and grab bags or whatever you want to call it. And that thing is kind of kicking off, man. There was people selling them there like $100, $25, $50, like different levels. And so, I mean, it is, I mean, it's all a gamble, but don't take it serious, man. When it becomes so serious that like you dedicated your life to like being pissed off at people for it, now it's a job, dude. And I don't want another job. I don't want to work as it is, So I'll just stick it out and keep buying lineman cards. I was talking to Sean earlier, actually, Sick Twist, who's down in the comments, and he was talking about Marion Motley, and he was like, man, I was watching some Marion Motley, and I was like, dude, that's badass, dude. Like, I do that myself. Go check out like old players and just to go see some of the old highlight reels and stuff. And then I was showing him I have a Marion Motley rookie, from the 50 Bowman. I need a whatnot storefront. Yeah, probably not. Dude, I could barely get the stuff I give to people shipped out right, dude. I'd have stuff crossed up and their shit be going to New York and over to Florida when it was supposed to be going to Arizona. Shit. I don't know. I'd probably get kicked off just because I'd screw it up. But I definitely wouldn't have like some kind of spinny wheel or something like that. Yeah. You were telling me about that too, Deshaun Oakman. But yeah, I mean, what are you really gonna do is, enjoy it, right? I dig checking out other people's channels, dude, and seeing what they pulled and who they collect. And that even kind of makes it cool when I'm ripping packs or I'm like, down at a card show. If I see something and I'm like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Sean would like that, or SV Vintage would like that, you know what I mean? Pick six, it's cool. Scary Terry would like that. I like flipping and flopping and trading with you guys. So that's pretty much what it is. Yeah, I agree. I'm not a fan of those mystery packs either. It is what it is. If I'm going to spend $100 and I'm going to get a card out of there or 2 or 3 cards, I'm just going to buy a couple cards for $100. You know what I mean? So I know what I'm getting, what I want. Because the moment I open up somebody's mystery pack and find a pink parallel, I'm going to be pissed. So I'm not a fan. One of my faves to watch is JJ Watt. JJ Watt is a beast, man, without a doubt. JJ Watt. I had some other cards. This is stuff I've like pulled. Yeah, by singles, dude, for sure. That's kind of where I'm at with it. And it's kind of where I've always been. I do miss Bosa to a degree. I mean, he never stayed healthy, the guy came out of the gate just swinging for the fence, man, and then just kind of fell off. And he just couldn't stay healthy. So, I mean, I miss Bosa. He's kind of like iconic for a little bit. He did some things, but I don't know, man. I think he was kind of holding us back. We hadn't got a full season out of that guy in 3-4 years or something. So it's kind of rough. Just flipping through. I gotta put all my cards back, dude. Stuff that I picked up recently and I ripped. And dude, I got stacks. I alphabetize all my stuff so I can find it later on down the road. Telling I got stacks. Look at this. Like stuff that I've picked up, individuals and stuff I pulled out of packs or whatever. Look at this. I gotta put all of this away. Here. All of this I gotta put away. You believe it? Or give it away. I got that Jaden Daniels, looking at that behind the numbers or the numbers, whatever it is. That's a pretty cool card. But I did pick up a few things that I was PCing. And I don't know, just a bunch of stuff. But I need his auto, Marion Motley. Oh, dude, Maryland. I wish I could get his auto, man. I really do. My boy Sean Sick Twist, man, he was just talking about, getting his auto. He found, I think, like one of those old Sage or Upper Deck, back in the early 2000s, actually, when they were getting those cards signed by the Hall of Famers. It's pretty badass, man. I wish I can get one of his. I've got a few of those, like from like the 90s when they did the Upper Deck Legends. I think I have like an Otto Graham from that era, and I have a who else did I have? Chuck Bednarik. I have that one from there. There was a few of them that if you look like into the like 1990, was it like 2 or 94, somewhere in the early 90s, Upper Deck started doing the auto cards, and they did the Legends, and that Legend series was really cool. There's a lot of super old Hall of Famers. Most of them aren't even with us anymore that signed in that, and it's pretty bitching. So, but yeah, if you get a hold of a Marion Motley auto, I'd take that in a heartbeat. He's one of the few. I don't know. I kind of organize my stuff. I try to get like a rookie card and an auto on a card from all of my like favorite players, Hey, what's up, Ken? Hope everything's going good out there. But that's like kind of how my displays are behind me. I try to get like a rookie, and then I try to get an auto for, I'd like to get one from every Hall of Famer, but let's just be real, that probably will never happen. But I try to get one from like all the players that I PC and I collect, and it's fun to search for them. And, surprisingly enough, you can actually get a lot of autos from a lot of Hall of Fame players, older ones, like real cheap, especially if you start looking and, you could you find them, and people are more willing to deal because they have a lot of room to work, or they've been sitting on those cards for a while. So it's pretty awesome. So how's everything, Ken? Did you find some Japanese football cards or what? I need some. High Life Hobby, what's up, man? I'd love to get a Derek Thomas auto. Man, I would love that too. That would be sweet. Get your hands on one of those. He was definitely one of the greats. I'm trying to see what we got in the chat going on. It's not too bad. What's everybody looking at right now? And anybody shopping eBay or somewhere? What's everybody looking to get right now? Anybody bidding on anything at any auction place or checking stuff out? What are you guys buying? Somebody's got to be buying something. I've actually been looking at a lot of the just a lot of different like lower players. You know what I mean? Arch Manning, dude. Arch Manning's going to be good. I can't wait to see what the hype's like around that guy when he comes out in the draft. It's going to be nuts. Carl Eller, dude. I have every Carl Eller card there is. I have all of his cards, man. Carl Eller was a freaking beast. Oh, nice. Throwback PSA 10. I have a Arch Manning, the instant. I think I have a Panini instant in a 10 slab. I picked that up at a show a few shows back I went to. I had traded a guy and I had him throw it in the deal. So yeah, when Arch Manning comes out, you imagine what it's going to be like. The hype is going to be so damn real. But I don't know. I'm wondering how long the contract that he has with Panini is for, because that's going to truly suck if Panini doesn't have the license. And so the only way you're going to get Arch Manning autos is unlicensed. It's going to be like the reverse of what's going on now. It's going to suck. And then I wonder if they're going to do like what the Manning family likes to do and bump the draft. You know what I mean? Like that Eli did to the Chargers. I mean, let's face it. You know, if you're the best quarterback that comes out of college, you're going to the shittiest team. So, you know, they're going to throw a fit and be like, oh, no, we're not going to play there. I'd lose respect for him if he did. I hope he just goes to wherever he gets drafted, dude. I think that's what hurt Eli the most, to be honest with you. He was just kind of a jerk, and he started off his career like that. You know what I mean? Trying to, like, rock the draft. Who does that, dude? So what sets do we have releasing? Anybody looked on Panini at all and see what's coming out? I'll probably look at it when I'm sending them that John Elway did that to the Colts. You see what I mean? Like, you know, I would pay $500 max for Tom Brady auto if it had to be on card. And Caleb Downs too just dropped pre-order Prism draft picks on Dick's Sporting Goods. Eli, only quarterback to beat Brady in a Super Bowl. Yeah, that's true. Wait. Yeah. Now that I think about it. Adding Bo Nix. Bo Nix is cool. I think Bo Nix is solid. It's gonna be fun to watch him play a couple times a year against the Chargers. Yeah, new score. I think new score will be the first thing we start to see. But God, score, dude. So many base cards. Usually when score comes out, I'll usually just kind of hang tough and wait for everybody to start putting the cards I want out on eBay, and I'll start just buying singles. I'm trying to cut back on the amount of base cards I have sitting in my house, dude. I mean, I had like 3,200 count boxes stacked up with base cards, and I'm like, it's getting out of control, man. So when I start ripping like score and stuff like that, you start getting piles, man. Nick Foles beat Brady, technically. Yeah, and that's the thing, like picking up autos, dude. I encourage people, man, check out the history of the game, man. Go get those beasts from the 40s and 50s, dude. Go watch some of their YouTube. Like, go to YouTube and check out some of the highlights of these guys. Hey, what's going on, sports card ripping teacher? Go in there and look at some of the highlights, man, from some of these guys like the Carl Ellers, and I mean, just watch the Purple People Eaters, and you see like their defenses, or start watching some of the old running backs, like the Gale Sayers, and you know what I mean. It's just the Marion Motleys. If you can find that stuff, like it's crazy how just badass these guys were. You know what I mean, and how hard they ran or how hard they played. And it was like, dude, the rules were so different. They weren't making that kind of money. I mean, these dudes were just animals. You know what I mean? And if you see like, dude, Sammy Baugh. Go look at like Sammy Baugh's records. Like he was doing stuff that nobody, in the NFL these days would even be capable of, And they were doing it with like just antiquated gear, dude. Like it's just cool, man. I enjoy it. I love the old stuff. I'll have to bust out some cards maybe for the next episode. We'll go over just some vintage that I have, old 40s, 50s, 60s stuff. Just beastly. Walter Payton, dude. Yeah, I mean, if you watch that guy run the ball, he was just wicked, man. And yeah, smoking butts on the sideline and drinking beers, pretty much. But look, dude, when you had a guy like Lawrence Taylor, dude, just smoking crack and then coming out and ready to just take your head off, dude, like you were a beast. Did you watch like the old like Ray Nitschke's and the Jack Lamberts and the Ed Too Tall Jones, and dude, you know what I mean? Like, wow. Those dudes were violent, man. They were just creatures. They weren't even like players, dude. Could you imagine nowadays they pulled it off? I mean, it'd just be out of control, dude. You get back in like the 70s and the 80s, dude, and I have players like on cocaine. like, and they played both ways, It's awesome. But the good old 40s jacked me off. Look at this guy. It's all good, man. But guys went in at the half for V smokes. Yeah, it's about how it was, They didn't, they didn't have like they weren't sleeping in like hyperbaric chambers, and it's just crazy. It really is. We were talking about Marion Motley earlier. Also meant to say Spencer Rattler. He better start. He probably will. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do over there. I mean, he'll have a shot. I don't think he's got many shots left. So if he does get it, I hope he takes advantage of it. I have a lot of Spencer Rattler cards too. Yeah, Spencer Rattler. I mean, I don't know. I see a lot, I see a lot in some of these players, and then you just get out there and they can't put it together. So it's also the situation. I know everybody's going to be on Cam Ward, but I mean, what has Tennessee done to shore up like the O-line or surround them with some solid players? I mean, they don't have a horrible, horrible team if you look at it on paper, but you got to surround your players, man. These whatnot streamers buy cheap base rookies and then put them in a mag and sell it to people like 15 to 20 for like $3 cards. It is, man. I was on whatnot not too long ago. I actually never even go on there. And a friend of mine was like, dude, yeah, go and check it out. So I went and check it out. And dude, I was like, what? I went on there and it was dude, it was a lot of nonsense. And then I've heard a lot of people are getting cards that are just damaged, because it's not like eBay where they have to like select where it's a grade or something like that. They just kind of throw it up there and then you buy it. And when you get it, I've heard it's a lot tougher to deal with whatnot on getting like a refund if you get something that's tore up or. I don't know here. You got all these guys that are coming in. Whenever I buy guaranteed auto box, I get Panini points. Well, I mean, I think Panini points might be better than just ordering something from Panini, because I ordered something from Panini and it didn't even have the right autograph on it. So I got a guaranteed something. It's a sticker auto, but I bought the Omarion Hampton instant Panini instant. Here, I'll put the picture back up again, and look what they did. So the one on the left is Omarion's actual autograph, and the one on the right is the one they sent me. Isn't that something? There it is. Now that if you would have ordered that with your Panini points would have been nothing either, right? Yeah, that's what happened to me. So I hope Hammy's got everything situated. He down there dealing with somebody tried to steal his dog. So I'm hoping he got that taken care of. Has anybody ever checked out that guy, the sports card professor? He's actually got a pretty good. There's one that's called Professor Sports Cards, and one that's called Sports Card Professor. And here I did it before. I'm gonna look him up right now. I'll tell you who it is. It was it was which one was it? It's Professor. Let me see. It's Professor Sports Cards, not Sports Card Professor. Professor Sports Cards. Here, I'm gonna throw the link in the chat. That dude's actually kind of cool. He's a little off base sometimes, and he goes a little far with it. But he actually has some really cool. Yes, that's the one right there. Professor Sports Cards, not Sports Card Professor. There's another one of those. He has some pretty cool stuff. He was the one I was watching that video, and he was talking about doing the values of cards and stuff like that, and looking at what holds value. But just interesting. Another channel if you guys haven't checked out. He's all right. I don't even know him, so you can go tell him Helmets and Hashmark said booyah. No, I'm just kidding. I think I have, but I can't keep the name straight. Yeah, I get that a lot too. You know, I'll go and I'll check stuff out. Then you go back to look for it, and like you'll put it backwards instead of Professor Sports Cards, you'll put Sports Card Professor, and you'll find some other guy who's, I don't know, a little weird. FOMO. Yeah, Scary Terry. John, you're right, dude. A lot of people don't, know comps, and there's a lot of FOMO going on. And that's why I was telling people, you got to watch out for the hype cycle, because a lot of times you'll get some of these players, and don't get me wrong, I PC Jaden Daniels, but until he's in 4, 5, 6 years and you start to see some stuff and the longevity shows up, you can't really like be anticipating that and buying it for that high. You kind of want to buy something that's going to have a value in the future, not depreciate. So yeah, we'll see too. That, like, watch Arch Manning, dude. Somebody's gonna pull like the Black Finite 101, and somebody's gonna buy it for like 25 million. I'm gonna laugh. It probably won't even be licensed too. Like, who was it? The owner, supposedly the owner of the Commanders, bought that Jaden Daniels 101. I mean, that's cool for them. They'll showcase it and whatever, but I just can't see those cards being worth that much. I would take that kind of money and go buy a Jim Brown rookie first. You know what I mean? Cool, Terry Bradshaw. Go get that Joe Namath rookie that I wanted, Let's see. Hey, I wanted to ask everybody too. Anybody got any old wax packs? Football only. I don't need the packs like with the cards and everything. I just want wrappers. I want wax pack wrappers. I'm trying to do a project, and it's I need more than I have, so I have to try to find some cheap ones and buy some individual packs or something. But if you guys have any of those, hit me up, man. That'd be super cool. Let me see what we got else going. What about eBay's? Who's got eBay in here? Throw your eBay username down in the chat, because I want to go check you guys out. I have hardly ever even like stumbled across people that someone has a Jaden Absolute insert listed for 1 million on eBay. He's telling people not to be jealous of his idea. That's awesome. So somebody put one of my cards that I sent them on eBay. So yeah, it's on there. It's a 101. Just a 1, 2. Oh, okay. Snake skins. I don't know if I like those Leafs though. Some of them look kind of cool, but I don't know. I recently subbed to him. He has Robert Ory at the end. Yeah, that's the guy. That's the dude. I actually just found him a few weeks ago, and I usually, like I said, I watch most of my YouTube when I'm in traffic, so I kind of like the podcast style stuff. I do try to watch everybody who's ripping packs, but it's kind of hard to watch what they're pulling when I'm driving down the road. So I'll usually throw on like podcast style. You know what I mean? Like that guy, he's mostly talking versus showing things. So I usually watch that kind of stuff when I'm driving. Yeah, I mean the Leaf stuff is nice. There is some cool stuff. I don't like the way they're going with all the pop culture and they're like mixing autos and I mean, I don't want an auto that's got like, you know, Dick Butkus and then the tennis player. Like what are we talking about here? You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's got like Warren Moon and then like Herman Munster. It's kind of weird. Or like four card autos or four auto cards and they have like a different sport or like a TV show, a sport, and then something else. It's kind of strange, but some of their stuff looks cool. Some of the stuff that wild card has some pretty cool looking stuff. I've seen some of that in Chicago traffic. I get to watch a lot of video. Yeah, I was in Chicago for 3 years, so yeah, I spent some time out there. It's nothing like California though. Let me tell you what. Roth cards. Yeah, I'm not big on that guy. I've seen him. He's just I don't know. He's like the ShamWow guy. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, look at me, and he's got like a man bun. I'm like, okay, he definitely has some pink parallel cards in his collection. That's for sure. He's kind of a weirdo. Probably has like lime green shoes on and stuff. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of that guy. There's a couple. I mean, I pretty much. I'll be honest. Like the guys that are in here is a lot of what I watch. You know what I mean? Yeah, the wild cards are cool, especially if you get like the cool king of something, like the king cards, and you get them in a cool parallel. They look pretty good. We were just talking about that. I bought that Lad McConkey RPA, and as long as their head is facing, kind of forward, so it's not just like the whole side of their helmet, and there's no logo on it at all, or I like the Chargers, and it just looks funny when there's no lightning bolts on the helmet at all. So it's like, it looks kind of weird. But as long as they're kind of like in a position where you can't see, it's not too bad. But yeah, I mean, if you get a hold of some of the older autos, those are pretty cool. That was the one thing I did like about Leaf. And they did have, I think they were doing those boxes. What were those boxes they were doing? It was they brought back the Pro Set, but they had done a buyback. And so they had reissued like some sticker autos off the old buyback cards. That was actually pretty cool. I thought that was pretty bitching. But even the Pro Set cards themselves, they weren't too bad. They looked pretty good. I actually considered buying some, and then I couldn't find them, and then I kind of just forgot about it. So 101 Gold Dino of Eli. Yeah. Haunted Zombie cards are cool. I've been trying to pick up some of the Brett Favre Dino cards. Oh, you weren't here when me and Seth were over here doing the box battle. We picked up a cool Brett Favre card out of a 95 Pinnacle. I was ripping that box. We were online for like 2 hours. Me and Seth were just sitting here, just ripping packs and giving stuff away. Dude, it took like 2 hours. Like 2 hours went by and I realized it. And I was like, oh my God. I did. I have all those cards still sitting here. Oh, I got one for you. You're a Packers fan, right? But yeah, Reggie White. Try to get the name going off it. That was from the box we ripped last week. Really cool card. I had the Favre in here somewhere. Pulled a whole bunch of Elway too. Strange. It was a fun 2 hours. Dude, I didn't even realize that we were going that long. I was sitting there and I'm looking and I'm just ripping packs and you know what I mean? Seth's over here doing trivia and we're giving stuff away. And I'm just sitting there and I looked up and I was like, whoa, like we were here for a while. It was like getting dark. Seth was like sitting in the dark. I'm like, hey, turn your lights on, bro. But yeah, it was fun. It was cool. I'll have to hit up Hammy, man. I'll have to send you some stuff because when you go back to school, because you teach, right? You teach summer school too for a sports card ripping teacher. I'll have to divvy up some of my Packers cards, man, and send some your way. I did. I had a blast, dude. I actually enjoy doing this live. It's actually pretty fun. I mean, it's a lot less editing, that's for damn sure. But hey, if any of you do get a chance, go check out the video. It's a short on my YouTube channel. I just posted about the card that Panini sent me. Dude, you got to go watch it. Share it. I was so pissed. I was fuming, man. I was so excited, bro. The box came and I was like, yes, dude, I got my Hampton. I even threw my little Marion Hampton jersey. Look, I still got to sit here. I threw my Hampton jersey in the background. Look, dude, I'm not lying. Threw the jersey in the background and I was like super stoked. I pulled out the knife, did the whole whoosh and swoosh and opened it up and like almost fell out of my chair, dude. I was like, you got to be kidding me right now. I was so heated. You go back in August. Yeah, I'll have to put some Packers cards together. I have some cool stuff. I picked up a card for Hammy the other day. You see, I have it right here, I think. I don't know if you were watching it. See, Hammy gets most of my Packer stuff. Between him and Jazambi, I usually load them up with all the Packers. But yeah, here's some stuff out of Hammy stack. This was the Brett Favre we pulled out of Pinnacle 95. And then I bought him this Jaden Reed auto when I went to the card show. It's pretty sick. It's out of Tops, but it's numbered out of 150. So picked that up for him at the show. So BS, bro. What's BS, dude? The fact that they did that to me or the fact that I fell for it? Goddamn Panini. I don't know. Maybe we share this video enough, dude. We can get everybody so fired up and it'll go viral, dude. And then I can call Panini and be like, hey, if you give me a case of something and one of those autos, I'll take it down. We'll rip it on the live, dude, and we'll give it all away. Let's extort them. I mean, I get it. Mistakes happen, but if you watch a video, you'll see I even put pictures of the invoice. Their QC people, dude, literally signed off on it, dude. That's what was so funny. Well, let me see. Dude, their QC people literally signed off on the paper. And it literally, here, I got to hide all my card info, but the paper literally has a picture of the card with the correct auto on it. So, yeah. Check out my video, dude. You'll laugh. Yeah, I got Panini pretty hard. But you know what I'm going to try to do? I'm going to try to go out to training camp this year. That's my next venture. I don't think I have any shows going on. I know in September I'm going to go back to Front Row. That's pretty cool. But I think I'm going to try to go down to Chargers training camp and see if I can't get some cool autos, some cool video. Maybe even get an interview or something. I mean, we'll find out. Doesn't hurt to go down there and run around, March 14, 2016. Announced his retirement from the professional football after 7 seasons, but noted he planned on returning to the league. It worked to your advantage. It's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I just think they get away with too much of that stuff in this hobby right now. I know it's a cash grab, and a business got to make business. And I appreciate the business because without the business, we wouldn't have anything to collect. You know what I mean? So Andrew Luck ain't coming back, dude. He's already like 50 now, I guess. No, I mean, I get it. I just wish they wouldn't do dirty stuff like that. And I get the competition. And maybe some of that stuff will slow down once the license changes. I think that'll kind of slow it down a lot because it won't be such a competition of who could sign what players and all this other stuff. Because mean, let's face it. And if they're not selling enough cards, they're not gonna be able to pay those players that kind of money. So maybe it'll simmer down, and we'll get a little bit of some cool stuff coming again. They'll design some stuff better. I'm hoping to see a lot of that out of Topps. I mean, I gotta love Topps, dude. You know, it's kind of where it all started. You know, so hopefully we can keep seeing Topps and Bowman. I hope they just do some good stuff and they don't go all crazy. And I don't mind some of the cartoony downtown looking cards, but everything doesn't have to have like craziness either. Settle in STC. And we had a good chat tonight, man. I wish Hammy would have been here. We'll see him next week, though. We'll get Hammy back in here, and we'll see if we can bring somebody else on as a guest. If anybody wants to come on, that'd be cool. Seth, did you change your socks this week? Why bother? If anyone can come back, it's only Adrian Peterson. Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker would be using a walker. Change your socks. So anybody got anything else down there in the chat? I appreciate every one of you guys for coming in, man. Hope you guys all like and get everybody subscribed to this channel so we can get a little bigger. And definitely, if you guys are interested in coming on, man, I think it'd be great just to have different people come on all the time, man. It doesn't matter to me. Let's have a good time. Hit me up, dude. Shoot me an email. Catch me on Instagram. Talk to Hammy. Either way, we'll get some people together and we'll bring you guys on, man. Just have a blast. Talk nonsense. I mean, every day. That's funny. But anyways, man, I appreciate everybody for coming by tonight, man, and supporting. It's really awesome, the community we got going. And I'm going to get everybody's packages out this week. That's my goal, is by Wednesday to have everything shipped out. Got quite a bit of stuff. I even have some stuff for people that weren't on the channel that day. So you may have a package with me. Got to look. Stacks upon stacks. But I definitely appreciate you guys. I'm going to probably get ready to head on out and go grab some dinner and spend a little time with the fiance and the son and just go hang out a little bit. So you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I hope everybody finds himself well and gets some cool pickups so we could chop it up about it next week. So don't forget, yell at Panini for me. You guys have a good night, man, and I appreciate you guys again. Thanks for stopping.